Did you know that climate change may be knocking on your door sooner than you think? Yes, it's true. The reality of climate change is not a futuristic concept or a distant problem. It's happening here, now, and it's directly impacting our lives in ways we can't ignore. Think about the last time you saw a news report about a hurricane, a wildfire, or a flood. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger pattern, a pattern that's been getting more extreme and more unpredictable. That's climate change in action. It's not just about warmer summers or milder winters. It's about the increasing frequency and intensity of these extreme weather events and the devastating impact they can have on our communities. But why should this matter to you? Well, it's not just about the planet. It's about you and your home. It's about your neighborhood, your city, your country. It's about the places and people you care about. Because when these disasters strike, they don't discriminate. They impact everyone, from homeowners to renters, from rural areas to city centers. Moreover, as the climate continues to change, these extreme weather events are projected to become even more frequent and severe. That means more hurricanes, more floods, more wildfires, more damage to our homes, our infrastructure, our economies, more threats to our safety and well-being. And here's the kicker: we're not as prepared as we should be. Many of us don't have plans in place to deal with these disasters. We're not ready for the reality of climate change, but we can be. We can learn, we can adapt, we can prepare. We can't stop climate change overnight, but we can mitigate its impacts. We can make our homes and communities more resilient. We can protect ourselves and our loved ones. We can prepare for the future, no matter what it brings. The first step: understanding the reality of climate change, recognizing its impacts, acknowledging its threats, because only then can we start to prepare. Only then can we start to build resilience. Only then can we start to safeguard our future. Understanding the reality of climate change is the first step to being prepared. How ready are you for an unexpected natural disaster? It's a question that we often overlook, but it's a reality that we must face in an ever-changing climate. Our world is becoming increasingly vulnerable to natural disasters. Whether it's hurricanes, floods, wildfires, or earthquakes, these events can cause significant damage and disruption. They can destroy homes, communities, and lives in a matter of moments. But what if we told you you could mitigate some of these risks? That's where disaster preparedness comes into play. Disaster preparedness is not just about having an emergency kit or knowing the nearest evacuation route, though these are crucial steps. It's about understanding the risks you face, planning for those risks, and being ready to act when disaster strikes. It's about ensuring you, your family, and your community are equipped to withstand the impacts of a natural disaster. Think about this for a moment. If a disaster were to hit today, would you know what to do? Would you know where to go? Would you have the supplies you need? If you're unsure, it's time to start preparing. You see, when disaster strikes, every second counts. The more prepared you are, the quicker you can respond. And the quicker you respond, the better your chances of staying safe. This is why having a disaster plan is so significant. A disaster plan outlines the steps you should take before, during, and after a disaster. It includes information like where you'll go, how you'll get there, and what you'll bring with you. It's a blueprint for survival. But your plan shouldn't just sit on a shelf gathering dust. It should be reviewed and practiced regularly. After all, a plan is only as good as its execution. In the grand scheme of things, disaster preparedness is about more than just survival. It's about resilience. It's about bouncing back from adversity and emerging stronger. And it all starts with being ready. So let's make a commitment today. Let's commit to being prepared, because being prepared can make a world of difference when disaster strikes. What does it mean to be climate resilient? Let's dive right into that. At its core, climate resilience is about having the ability to anticipate, resist, and recover from the effects of a changing climate. But it's not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward, learning from every challenge and coming out stronger. Climate resilience is crucial because, let's face it, climate change isn't just a looming threat anymore. It's the reality we're living in. Rising temperatures, intensifying storms, unpredictable rainfall, these aren't distant problems. They're happening right here, right now. And they're not just affecting the environment, they're affecting us, our health, our homes, our livelihoods. But here's the good news. Building climate resilience isn't just about surviving these changes, it's about thriving in spite of them. It's about making our homes more resistant to extreme weather, our communities more prepared for emergencies, and our societies more equipped to handle the unexpected. It's about turning vulnerabilities into strengths. So how can we build climate resilience? It's a multifaceted approach that involves everyone from the individual homeowner to the global community. It starts with understanding our local climate risks and making changes to our homes and communities to mitigate these risks. This could mean installing renewable energy systems to reduce our carbon footprint, or creating green spaces to absorb rainwater and reduce flooding. It also means working together as a community to share resources, knowledge, and support. But building climate resilience doesn't stop at our front door. It extends to how we interact with the world around us, from the products we buy to the policies we support. It means advocating for sustainable practices in our workplaces, our schools, and our governments. It means pushing for policies that protect our environment and promote social equity. Building climate resilience isn't just a responsibility, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to create a safer, healthier, and more sustainable world for ourselves and future generations. So let's seize this opportunity and start building resilience today. Because building climate resilience is a proactive way to protect our homes and our communities. So, what can you do to prepare for a disaster and build climate resilience? Well, there's a lot you can do, and it all starts with understanding the risks you face. It's important to know what types of disasters are most likely to strike your area, whether it's hurricanes, floods, wildfires, or something else. Once you know your risks, it's time to make a plan. This plan should include how you'll communicate with family members and where you'll go if you need to evacuate. It's also a good idea to identify a safe place in your home where you can take shelter during a disaster. Next, let's talk about emergency kits. An emergency kit is a collection of basic items you may need in the event of a disaster. This includes things like food and water, a first aid kit, medications, a flashlight, and a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. You should also consider including personal items, such as important documents and cash. Remember, during a disaster, you may need to survive on your own for several days. Having these supplies on hand will make that a lot easier. Another key part of disaster preparedness is staying informed. Keep an eye on the news and weather forecasts and sign up for alerts from your local government. These alerts can provide valuable information about approaching storms, evacuation orders, and more. Now, let's shift gears and talk about building climate resilience. This is all about taking steps to reduce your vulnerability to the impacts of climate change. One way to do this is by making your home more energy efficient. This can help reduce your carbon footprint and save you money on your energy bills. You can do this by insulating your home, using energy-efficient appliances, and utilizing renewable energy sources like solar power. Another strategy for building climate resilience is to plant trees and native plants in your yard. These plants can help absorb carbon dioxide, reduce soil erosion, and provide habitat for wildlife. They also add beauty to your home and can increase its value. You can also support local initiatives that promote sustainability and resilience. This could be anything from a community garden to a renewable energy project. By getting involved in these initiatives, you can help make your community more resilient to the impacts of climate change. And don't forget about the power of education. Learn about climate change and its impacts, and share this knowledge with others. The more people understand about this issue, the more they can do to help. With these practical steps, you can help protect yourself, your family, and your community. Remember, climate change is a reality, but with preparation and resilience, we can face it head-on. We've talked about the stark reality of our changing climate and the crucial importance of disaster preparedness. We've explored the concept of building climate resilience, and we've walked through practical steps you can take to prepare for and bounce back from environmental emergencies. The key takeaway is this: taking action is not just crucial, it's urgent. Our world is changing, and we need to change with it. We must adapt, prepare, and build resilience. And remember, every small step counts, from creating an emergency plan to building a sustainable lifestyle. You are part of the solution. Your actions can help protect your home, your community, and our planet. Let's not wait for the storm to hit before we start to prepare. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more information on disaster preparedness and climate resilience.